Okay. Yes, I sleep. Shimi O. End of chapter 2. It's been 3 days since Shimio's defeat. Mashita and Sho have left, leaving only Christy and I at the mansion. Ugh, Christy. Why? We've not had any new mark bearers arrive, nor any new info on any spirits. Death's footsteps keep drawing closer. Good work, Lady Christy and Lord Yashiki. Did you obtain any clues? No, nothing really. I'd hoped, but... I see. Lady Saya's study seemed optimal to contain something of interest. What? Christy and I are just investigating Saya Kujo's study. It had been full of mountains of specialized books. Oh my god, I just realized I wanted to ask. I don't think Daikon's here anymore. Because, like... I wanted to ask Daikon about the player character's name. Because I thought that maybe, like, it was a pun. Wait. I have a theory. I'm thinking about it. Well, no. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one in my pocket. I'm gonna keep it in my pocket. Because, like... I'll keep it in my pocket because that's kind of really far-fetched. That's far-fetched, and seeing as this game was originally in Japanese, give me the pocket. It's like I need to know. Well, it's just, if I'm right, because Kazuo means like the first, I believe Google said it was the first son, right? That's what Kazuo means. Like that's usually what you name your firstborn son. Like it's a name that you usually give, like, that's what it said anyway. That's what Google said. And Yashiki usually means like house or mansion, and that was the one that I knew. I was like, oh, your last name is literally. And so like I translated that as the first son of the mansion, or like something similar, and I like. And I was like, what if they did that intentionally? Because, like, it makes... I have something, and it needs a minute. I need to weave this together. Give me a minute. I've got a lot of known knowns and a lot of known unknowns that I'm shifting through. And a lot of unknown unknowns that I'm shifting through. I'll see. Like, that's really far-fetched. I was like, my thought was, did Saya own this house? And if she did, no. Like, the thing is, I don't know if this was like a play on words or not, because this game was originally in Japanese. And if it did translate to that, I feel like it would be way too freaking easy or simple. Like, it would be too easy. It could just, like, he could just have, like, picked it because it's like, oh, a house. Like, I'm the... I'm the first of the house. I don't fucking know. Like, but, like, it all really stems on whether or not that was a pun. Nobody fucking look that up and tell me if I'm right or wrong, because I will actually murder you. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna wait and see if more gets revealed about Saya before, like, I try to do anything with this. Because obviously, like, if she had no other family or something similar like that, then, like, well, then my theory just goes out the window. Go look up what? Kazuo, his name. Like, his full name. Anyway, we're gonna put that away. We're gonna put them away. I don't even think Daikon's here, so it's not like I could ask him if, if I read that right. It had full of mountains or specialized books and piles of reports. It was a daunting task, but we did our best to search through them regardless. Except it was all futile. Everything was about healing the spirit. Nothing mentioned the mark at all. Hey, Mr. Yashiki, don't you think it's useless to keep searching the mansion? Do you have any other ideas then? Well, remember what I said about H Shrine? I forgot. What? You lost that memory? It's in the forest by H Castle. I was thinking, maybe the shrine is connected to all the spirit stuff. That's what Shimio's note said, right? Everything happening in the forest is the divine wrath of H Shrine. Then you think the mark in the spirit is spirit activity, or because of its because of this divine wrath. It's definitely a possibility. Disasters happen in many ghost stories and myths because of the wraths of gods. Maybe I should just slow down. Like, I'm reading this as fast as I can talk, and it's just like, blah. Isn't there value in looking into it? It's because I read really fast. My mouth can't keep up. Maybe. Exactly what I'd expect from you. Always so quick on the uptake. Christy is brimming with confidence. She seems in a much better mood than she was 3 days ago. She's a famous reporter after all, so maybe this is where this is what she's really like. So, Mary, I'd like to go and see H Shrine. You don't mind, do you? It is true many unpleasant rumors surround that forest. If the cause is H Shrine, there may be some clues there. But even if there are, if it's spiritual, then how are normal humans like us supposed to find it? Christy and I don't have spiritual powers. In that case, could you bring me along with you to H Shrine? I should be able to sense the presence of anything spiritual. I can act as a guide as well. I mean, Christy up here with the highest spiritual power, just praying to ghosts and getting rid of them like nothing. She's in the wrong profession. You know that shrine? Yes, in truth, it enshrines the guardian deity of the Kujo family. Okay. Over the generations, the heads have taken care of the shrine. However, that came to an end after the recent war resolved. As one who serves the Kujos, I am concerned about its present state. Then bringing you along would mean I have to carry you, don't I? As it is impossible for me to walk, I would agree with that assessment. I'm sorry to inconvenience you. Okay. In overgrown forest in the dead of night, I'm not looking forward to having to carry Mary all the way back to the shrine. You look worn out, and we haven't left. It's a small price to pay if we can get any hints about the spirits. That's true. I think maybe Mary's eager about this too, so I'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. Okay, let's go back to the forest. I mean, she's probably heavy. Like, resin dolls are heavy. Okay, so... Survived! Survived. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just leave. To the forest! Before we leave, we put Mary in the back seat. Thank God she's not as heavy as she looks. I should be able to carry her just fine. By the way, Mr. Yashiki, have you read the files over there? She points to the right side of the room and shelves packed with files. Not yet. I've searched most of the mansion, but I haven't checked the garage. Oh, really? Chrissy grabs a file and flips through the pages. Looks like articles on various crimes. The clippings cover every incident in Age City and the surrounding area. Was Miss Kojo looking into criminal activity? Any of it look related to the mark? No, not as far as I can tell. These are all extremely old. The most recent is dated 5 years ago. She puts the file back. Alright, should we head out soon? I park outside the entrance of the forest and gather Mary into my arms. Koros! Uses her rude words. Rain, please. We make our way to the familiar arch. There's still a long way to go. A middle-aged man carrying a doll. You're practically a ghost story yourself if someone sees you here. How do you know I'm middle-aged? I'm very sorry to cause you such trouble. Oh. Mary stares up at me as I hold her. Her skin and hair glint bewitchingly when the light from the flashlight catches them. I have not been outside in a long time. And to go hiking in the arms of such a fine gentleman. Are you hitting on me? This is a very precious experience. No! She sounds as dispassionate as ever, but... Is she actually having fun? Don't fuck the doll. No! Still, it's just as the rumors say. This forest is filled with the curses and resentments of the dead. Simply their presence is enough to drive the living mad. The land is tainted. I can see why it has given birth to monstrous spirits. I bet if you track down the cause of it, it'll be the divine wrath. Let's hurry to the shrine. I didn't want to discuss last cast. Didn't we discuss last cast that she was made of terrible material for a sex doll? Yeah, if she's any sort of ball-jointed doll, she's probably made of either porcelain or resin. And both of those are actually probably not best. We reach the old Torii gate with no trouble. We stand and watch for a while. But nothing comes out of the beehives. They seem to be sleeping. It's most likely because Shimio is now gone. Each shrine is up those stone steps. At Mary's direction, we walk toward the gate. A small black shadow flits across our feet. The bunny! I miss the bunny. Like, I forget the bunny exists, and then the bunny shows up, and I'm all happy. It's that rabbit again. Huh. So this is the rabbit you told me about, Lord Yashiki. You're correct. It is very cute. The rabbit stares up at the two of us. Then disappears toward the shrine. What in the world was that about? What do you think, Mary? I felt a strange presence. It appears to be possessed by some kind of soul. So it's a spirit too. Indeed, though it does not appear strong enough to give marks to humans. We know nothing of its true nature, so please proceed with caution. We follow the rabbit under the Torii gate and up the stone steps. Da bun bun. Wait. All of the statues are missing their heads. Like, all of them. Every single one. Because we're ripping heads off Buddhist statues. At the top, we find the wilderness creeping in. Those are Buddhist statues, right? Like, they look like... Actually, no. I don't think they're fat enough. Or they're skinny Buddhists. I don't know. At the top we find the wilderness creeping in. Nighty leads us up to our deaths, apparently. There doesn't seem to be anything here but an old altar. Is this H shrine?
Sadly, it has fallen into disrepair. The war was over 50 years ago. I suppose this was to be expected.
The black rabbit is gone. Deserted shrines give me the creeps. Let's hurry up and get to the searching so we don't stay here long. Headless Buddha statues are buried in the ground. Creepy. I wonder what happened here. Okay. There's a sacred Shimenawa rope on a ragged boulder. I wonder if that boulder is in Iwakura. What's that? According to ancient Shinto tradition, it's a sacred rock that God descended on. It's not uncommon for the rock itself to become an object of devotion. Well, like, I know this little rope and it's broken. Did something break out of here? It's a wooden shrine altar. A clouded old mirror serves as a go shintai. Looks like it's true that no one's taken care of this place for a long time. I'm 90% sure whatever the hell broke out of this thing is what gave us our mark. I peek inside the altar just in case, but all I find is a thick layer of dust. The go shintai's outside and the altar's empty. That's concerning. I don't think there's any more we can search. The Buddha statues concern me. Why are all the ones within the shrine missing their heads?
Shinto and Buddhism were ordered to be separated during the Meiji period.
It's time for the more you know with Mary.
Before then, many shrines were dedicated to both. H shrine was much the same. But in the Meiji period, there was a push to make Shinto the main religion. The faiths were forced apart. Extremists stole Buddha statues from the shrines and desecrated them.
Oh, the famous anti-Buddhist movement. So this is where that happened?
No, it was done in a public space as they wanted to make a show of it. The broken statues were carried here to serve as a memorial for worship. The Kujo family head was said to be aggrieved, so he moved them in secret. It seemed that all the broken statues from around H City were buried here.
Strange. You said they were worshipped, but this place is pretty much a ruin.
You have a keen eye, Lord Yashiki. The shrine was subsequently dug up and the statues were stolen.
So they came all the way into this huge forest just to carry off broken statues? Who would do something like that?
That I do not know.
I really heard they were stolen 50 years ago around the time of the war. So the statues were broken, thrown away, and then dug up? They say Buddha was a wealth of patience, but even he'd get angry. Could that anger have turned to divine wrath and given birth to the Markan spirit? Wait, so we're saying Buddha's pissed? Buddha's pissed, so he's raising the dead and marking people for death. Game, please. Mary, have you been able to feel the presence of any spirits or whatever?
About that.
Buddha's pissed, oh no.
This land is much more foreboding than I had imagined. The enmity of the forest swallows all else. It is hard to sense beneath it.
So too much background noise, right?
Yes, although I do sense the same presence as Lady Christie's mark. However faint. I am sure the spirit that gave her the mark is somewhere in the forest.
So after all that, we're only able to reconfirm something we already know.
Forgive me, I was unable to.
You don't have to apologize, Mary. We learned plenty of value here. Buddha's mad. What do you mean? I'll tell you on the way back. First, let's get the hell out of here. This place gives me the creeps. Maybe it's the ill will Mary sensed. Okie dokie. We leave H Shrine, walking down the Beast Trail towards the forest entrance. Maybe it's because of that strange tale, but for some reason I feel like someone is watching us from the darkness of the trees. It's okay. We've got Mary with us. Is there like a love hotel in every corner, or are we just passing by the same one? I'm pretty sure that says H amore. We begin driving back to the mansion. As we break out of the dense forest, I can see building lights pop up here and there. I could be wrong, by the way. My katakana is like actual. Well, that was a complete waste of time. My anxiety lifted. I don't even bother to filter my words that slip through my mouth. Oh, I don't think that's true. It's all coming together for me. Without further prodding, Christy starts in on her theory, passion evident in her voice. I believe Shimio was right. H shrine definitely is what caused all that strange stuff in the forest. I don't think she's wrong. Especially considering the shrine was owned by the Kujos. And we're in Saya Kujo's fucking mansion. That definitely leads me to believe that maybe Mary might be behind this. And that's just because, like I said, like, I hate saying it because, like, it's literally me quoting the Boondocks where he's like, you have your known knowns and you have your known unknowns and you have your unknown unknowns. And, like, that is the easiest way for me to explain, like, how to break down my theory crafting. Known knowns are things that I know that it's 100%, like, total fact, like, something that will not change, and that's the stuff that I usually have to base my theories on. Known unknowns is information that I know that the story has established for me that might not be true. And then I've got unknown unknowns, which it has nothing to do with the game, and I'm just going left field, like, because I've got a feeling. And the game hasn't really expounded upon anything to give me a reason to believe that. I feel like Mary is a known unknown because the game has established that she is a servant of the Kujos. The problem is, nobody in the Kujo family can vouch for that. Like, Sai is dead. Like, when we got into the mansion, Sai was already dead. So she could be lying. Like, there's nothing that, like, concretely solidifies that. That and she's a magical talking frickin' doll for another. And one thing that she said is that there's a supernatural entity that is making these ghosts that are making the marks. And there's a good chance that whatever was at that shrine is what's making the marks. Something tied to the Kujo family. Maybe the Kujo doll thingy that is hanging around their mansion. Like, it just makes sense to me, but like I said, that's not something necessarily that the game, like, so far the game wants me to take at face value that Mary is on our side, which she might be. Who knows? Maybe she marked us because she wants us to lift the curse. Who knows? Like, maybe it's not her at all, and we'll find out later. Like, we don't know. Like, maybe it's the, like, bitch on my splash page, which is literally just the cover art for the game, by the way. I think that's the PS4 cover art. So who knows? It might be the bitch on the cover art. Like, we don't know. H Shrine is definitely what's causing all the strange stuff in the forest. I'm sure it's those stolen statues. Don't you agree? Why didn't she mark their husbando so you couldn't leave us? Aw, I wonder. It feels like we don't have enough info at this point to say one way or the other. And the other reason is because, like, for some reason when we beat a spirit, like, the mark, like, the time it's gonna take us goes away. And we're also not affected like the other people are. Whereas, like, you know, like, whenever they're marked by a spirit, like, they have this intent of, like, we need to kill them ASAP. Whereas with Yashiki, he doesn't really, aside from us already losing all of our other memories, like, he doesn't really lose anything else. It seems like he's already lost everything that he's gonna lose. Because, like, he doesn't get, like, dumb. He doesn't act like a high motherfucker. Like, after a while. It's just, he'll die at dawn, unless he fixes what happens, and then for some reason his mark magically extends it. It's like a reward for solving these cases, and that's another reason why I think it might be Mary, because she could have marked us in an attempt to get us to solve this whole entire mystery. That feels like the best hypothesis that I have right now, because it feels like the ghost is almost rewarding us for like continuing. So I don't know, I feel like Mary might have given us the mark. I don't know if she's like the actual entity that's like giving everyone else marks, or if she wants us to solve the case and that's why we have the mark. But that feels like a good theory to just have right now. Steals Cheeria's heart. It feels like we just don't have enough info at this point to say one way or another, but there's no denying that a lot of strange things are going on in that forest. Between all the suicides and Shimio wandering around, it couldn't just be a coincidence, could it? If we research the shrine, we might learn more about the mark. I feel it's a lot safer than risking our lives looking for a spirit. Don't you think? You might be right. My replies are half-hearted, which isn't what Christy was hoping for, so she falls silent. An awkward, uncomfortable silence settles.
Lord Yashiki, please stop the car.
Mary speaks for the first time since we entered the car. What is it?
I sense a presence similar to Lady Christie's mark close by.
Following Mary's request, I park in a vacant rest stop on the outskirts of Age City. Christy and I step out of the car. My mark is suddenly scalding. Is something nearby?
Look, someone's over there.
Oh! Oh my god! Oh, it's a little girl. What is with children? Why is it always children? The first one we had a high schooler and an elementary school kid. The second time we had maybe a middle schooler / high schooler. And now we've got another child. Why does the park always... like, why do we... Children, your parents are bad. A small girl steps out of the telephone box. Why is the kid outside at this time of night?
Thank you for bringing me out here this late at... Thank you for bringing me out here this late at night, Eita. I got to talk with Hanayome.
Oh yeah? Glad to hear it. Oh! 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 Okay then. A rather round young man appears stepping out of the shadows. You got your questions answered, Suju?
Yeah, it's okay now. Hanayome sure is amazing, though. She knows where everything is.
You got that right. She helped me find my limited edition Love and Hero phone strap I dropped. I guess Love and Hero is like the big thing, because the people in the beginning... I'm assuming like they're a... Well, now I'm assuming they're an idol group. Since we've got Otaku-kun over here.
What's Love and Hero?
What? You don't know? Let me tell you all about them. They're a popular idol group here. Nailed it! They've been all over TV lately. I'm surprised you haven't heard.
TV's restricted at home. Mom says it rots your brain. Oh, Ita, is the bus coming soon?
Oh, the last bus is on its way. We better go. We'll be in big trouble if your mom finds out we went out. If your mom finds out we went out. Wait! So, you snuck a little girl out of her house and are just wandering around with her in the middle of the night? Hello, police.
Yeah.
watched from a distance for a while, but it's hard to determine their relationship. FBI, open up! The pain from my scar is suddenly gone. Hey, Christy, what do you think? I turn, but Christy isn't there. Hey, you there. Just how do you know that girl? Depending on your answer, I'll report you for child abduction. In which Christy is me. Well, there goes Christy hounding the poor guy. I mean, it could be an uncle. I don't know. Just calm down. I try to placate her, but she won't budge. Or like a friend of the family. Like, there's obvious reasons, but still, if I was that girl's mother and I found out she wasn't at home, I don't care if I know you or not. I would be super pissed. Because she looks really young. The man stumbles over his words. He looks flustered and overwhelmed.
Hey, lady! Don't be mean to Ada!
The girl rushes to stand offensively in front of him and glares at us. Aww. She seems a lot more level-headed than the flustered guy behind her.
I asked him to help me, okay? I wanted to talk to Hanayome, so I had him come with me.
Who's this Hanayome you keep mentioning?
A ghost who helps find things? People say you can talk to her from the telephone box.
A ghost, huh? She looks at me. We're both thinking the same thing. Earlier, the mark was hurting, so maybe... You guys look serious. What's going on? He nervously glances between us. Does this scar look familiar at all? I show the mark on my right arm. Hey, hold on. What is this? It looks exactly like mine. He pulls off one of his gloves and reveals the mark on his hand. It's a cursed scar. Yeah, I saw an article on it in Upart's Monthly. Saya must have been really popular before she kicked the bucket. They say it causes amnesia, even kills you, but that's nonsense. And it's not true at all, right? Right? Sounds like he heard the rumors, but chose not to do anything about it. There's no surprise, really. It's tough to believe it's real until your memory loss starts becoming noticeable.
I've got one of those too. It showed up on my left wrist when I made that phone call earlier.
Pulling up her sleeve, she shows us her mark. They both have the mark, and after calling Hanayome, that's more than a coincidence. Well, we can't just leave them here. Let's bring them to the mansion. We tell them what's going on and ask them to go to Kujo Mansion with us. It surprisingly doesn't take much to get them to come. I thought it would take more convincing. Could partially be because they missed the last bus while talking with us. Well, yeah, honestly, like, they probably have no choice at this point. Before they climb in, I warn Mary to stay quiet until we get back. Might be a bad idea to freak them out. Awkward driving. First, we introduce ourselves. The man's name is Eita Nakamatsu. The girl is Susan Morimiya. They tell us they met through the readers column in Upart's Monthly. Oh. So they met online. Okay. Susan mentioned that she was interested in Hanayome, and Eita told her what he knew. Then she pestered him into bringing her to the rumored telephone box. They were out this late because of her. Her parents sound pretty strict. I mean... I guess he hasn't done anything... Well, no, because he fucking... Obviously, he took her away from the home, but I don't think he has any ill intentions. Her mother keeps a close eye on her after school, and she needs permission to go out, so she snuck out of the house after her mother went to bed.
Hanayome is just famous at my school as Hanahiko is. Hey, Eita, please tell them about those rumors.
Do I have to? Okay, fine. Eita reluctantly tells us at Suzu's request. There's just rumors I read, but he didn't lure anything. Hello, 911. He literally, she literally asked him about Hanayome. He responded. and then she pestered him into taking her to the spot. What he shouldn't have done was do it. Like, that he didn't lure her anyway. He's just a really bad adult. Like, where he went wrong was saying okay. That's where he went. That's where he erred. Was saying okay. Like, that defense won't stand up in court. He has a bad toucher. He's just adulted bad. Exactly. He didn't lure a child. Like, granted, if he was worried that she'd just go by herself, I think that's another reason why. Again, I'm not, from a legal standpoint, this is 100% not okay. This little girl is gone. Her mother does not know, and she's, like, out in the middle of the night with some random bitch she met online. Like, all of this is bad, but, like, I'm looking at it also from a layman's perspective, because that's kind of important. This guy seems kind of, like, I don't want to say pussy whipped, because, like, she's too young for that. But, like, he seems easily persuaded. Like, he seems very timid, and if somebody, like, was, like, basically, do this shit, he would do it, like, just out of, you know, meekness. So it feels more like, yeah, I was gonna say like that. Like, he's just very easily pushed into doing things, even by a kid. There's just rumors I read, but plus we don't know his age. He could be a teenager. I don't know. Everybody else who's gotten the mark, save for Mashita, has been, and Christy. Oh, there! Ichara Hanayome. What? I don't know if that's what it said. Hey, remember that one story? You know, the one about the public phone box in H City? There's a ghost that can look like a bride, and she'll find what you're looking for. One of my friends actually tried it. He went to the specific phone box that lets you walk or talk with ghosts. The phone suddenly started ringing. He slowly picked up the phone. But all he could hear was this weird smacking noise. He stayed on the line until... Did you see it? He heard a woman whisper. So he did what the rumor said to do and said, no, I haven't seen it. Then she said, what do you want to see? Oh dear. His cat had gone missing, so he asked where it was. When he looked where the woman said it really was there. So the rumors are totally true. I want to go ask her where my future bride is now. Oh, want to come with me? Well, that's a nice ghost. Just a lost and found ghost. I mean, granted, it marking people and them getting killed is kind of, like, shitty, but still. At least she helps you find something you lost. There. I carry Mary from the car and gently place her back on the sofa. Thank you very much. Being in your arms is not bad. I am most calm when I'm here. Why? Why is the damn doll flirting with us? Stop it. Stop it. Mashita's gonna buy me a drink when this is all over. The doll really talked. I can't say I expected that. Then does that mean all that stuff about the mark is true too? On your way over, we updated Suzu and Eita with just about all they needed to know. They may not completely believe us, but they're not rejecting it outright either. It seems like Eita in particular had already experienced some memory loss. Something about forgetting the names of anime characters or voice actors. Christy looked at him strange, but he appears to be taking it quite seriously. What if I forget that I hate Mamoru Miyano? No, I don't actually hate him. It's just, I need a break from him from time to time. Your voice for 8. And Suzaku snuck out of her house. Suzaku. And Suzu. Bird. And Suzu snuck out of her house because she believed the rumors about Hanayome. They both believed in the occult already. I'm pretty sure they'll help us find a way to escape the mark. Granted, they're also really curious about Hanayome. Pardon me, but may I speak?
The marks on Suzu and Eita, they are likely from Hanayome. And Lady Christie, the feeling I sense from your mark is the same as theirs, so we can assume Hanayome also gave the mark to you. Do you recall encountering her? Something weird did happen. Right before I entered the forest, I stepped in the phone box on T Mountain. The phone rang out of nowhere. Oh, it might be because of that. The telephone box at the rest area is also the rumors of Hanayome. I keep forgetting what voice I gave to her. But I didn't pick it up. It creeped me out, so I left. I was never able to give that person one final call because of that. Who are you talking about? It's not for children to know. What, your boyfriend? Fine, or is she talking? She doesn't want to talk about this. Oh, okay. So there are other phone boxes like that? I think there are 3 that Hanayome will call from. The one we went to in A Highway parking lot is one, and the one at T Mountain Rest area, that's the one Miss Christie went to. And, Ita, where's the last one? At the Park by T apartment complex. It's the one inside the city. But why just those 3 locations? Do you know, the BBS I read didn't say. Mister? Do you really think Hanayome is the one who gave those the marks? I mean, I'm not sure yet. The birth by sleep, I wanted to say it, but I was like, no. Really? But the rumors about Hanayome go back 5 years. True, the mark is earlier. And no one's ever mentioned that if you call her, you'll get a mark. Truth. Maybe her ghost existed, but her ability to give marks. Where's the DTD? But her ability to give marks is more recent. Which would corroborate my idea that... Or it would corroborate Mary's theory that something bigger is giving the ability for spirits to give marks. And would also corroborate my theory that Mary gave us a mark so that way we would continue to do, like, all of this. Shuju's right. Rumors about this mark thing only popped up super recently. So, you're saying Hanayome hasn't always been giving out the mark? If that's true, I wonder what triggered the change. Of course, I can't really say, seeing as I don't know anything about spirits. A ghost helping people find what they're looking for, that's pretty strange. Definitely the definition of ghost story. Hey, Mr. Yashiki, those rumors are true. Why don't we try asking where the stolen statues are? If we return them to their places, it might just save our lives. Search for the Buddha statues. If Christie's right, we might be able to escape the mark without fighting a spirit. Mary, what do you think? A good question. Objects with human forms are easily able to gain inexplicable powers. Bleeding stone statues, cursed dolls. There are many examples. Cursed dolls, huh? Cursed dolls, huh? Cursed dolls, huh? Cursed dolls, huh? Historical statues of gods and Buddhas would certainly be no exceptions. Asking Hanayome about them would be a good idea. So says the doll before our eyes that has the inexplicable power to talk. Maybe it wouldn't be strange that Buddha statues could bring down divine wrath. Lord Yashiki, may I add, as I explained previously, your mark it is different from the others. See, she keeps she keeps hesitating. Like she's formulating her words. Vanquishing spirits seems to weaken your mark's power. It's been several days since she told me that I was going to die. Taking care of the spirits we encountered is likely how I'm still among the living. What are you trying to say? I cannot say what the relationship between your mark and Hanayome is. But it is true that in your best interest is to track down spirits. That, like her wording. Like, look at the wording here. She says, I cannot say what the relationship between your mark and Hanayome is. Like, granted, that does work, but she didn't specifically say she doesn't know. She said she can't say. Like, you can't say or won't say. Like, obviously you can say, I cannot say, as in you don't know, but
The wording is very specific here. Obviously, I could just be completely wrong and grasping at crazy straws. But I genuinely feel like Mary might be the person who gave us the mark just from, like, the... What I don't understand is her motive. Unless, you know, like, like I said, the most likely one is she gained the ability to give the mark from something else and gave it to us in the hopes that we would exorcise the other thingies. Like, exorcise the other ghost, and eventually exorcise the thing that gave the ghost the ability to give the mark. I agree. When she talks about your mark, her syntax is very strange. Yeah, like, she becomes almost, like, careful with how she speaks.
I hope you will guide these mark bearers this evening as well.
I can't really picture Christy and Eta facing off against the spirit by herself. That does put a wrench in, like, any sort of she's evil theory, because I don't really have any motive for her to, like, want to. Like, wouldn't exercising the spirits be a bad thing type of thing. However, her being good, if she was actually Saya Kujo's servant, if the will of Saya was to save the mark bearers, I feel like it stands to reason that as a servant of Saya, though her methods may be unorthodox and basically coercing us to do this, it would make sense that, you know, it would make sense if she, you know, kept that as a reward. You know, you keep on exercising these spirits so I can reward you by elongating your mark thingy.
If they failed, then a child would suffer the deadly consequences. That would weigh heavily upon me.
Now turning back, I'll figure something out.
Thank you.
Mary bows her head slightly.
Now, you should begin investigating Hanayome. Why does she only call from 3 public phones within each city? Her secrecy may lie in the answer. You visited the parking lot already. Please investigate T Mountain and the park by T Apartment Complex.
New info is added to the spirit file. Rumors of Hanayome, other. So now I've got 3. We got the gutsy girl and the timid nerd. That's what she said. Like, that's like, Alright, so let's see her. Spirit, okay, her power is 6. Obviously, she's a little girl. Intelligence, 7. It's expected that I should be smarter than her because she's young, but at the same time, like, look at her fucking spirit power. Well, I guess in Japanese lore, like, women usually had more spirit power than men did. That's why priestesses were, like, a big thing. And I'm more dexterous. She's at 6, I'm at 11. Fucking, she's got the highest spirit power I've ever seen. Christy has 11. Mine is 9. Yeah, Shinto priestesses are huge. Yeah, so maybe that's the thing. Alright, so let's look at Eta. Let's look at Eta's stacks. Power 10, power 6. I can kick your ass. You have literally the strength of the little girl. You two are the exact same strength. Our intelligence is the same, which I feel is an insult. No, I'm just kidding. Spirit power is 9, spirit power 6. So I have more spirit power than he does. What? His dexterity is 16. Like, maybe he plays a lot of video games. Like, maybe his hand-eye coordination is really good. His coordination is apparently a lot better than me. Or flexibility, one of the two. Damn, he's got the highest dexterity I've seen. He dances to all the Idol's new DDR track. Big oof. Okay. So should we bring Eta, Suzu, or Christy? He practices with his katanas a lot. Oof. I feel like we spend a lot of time with Christy, so I kind of want to bring Suzu or Eta. Y'all, who should I bring? I kind of want to bring... Watch out for his nunchucks, too. I kind of want to bring Eta just because I kind of want to, like, say I used him and then put him away. But then Suzu's adorable. Eita, he's bigger than you, so he can run fast. He's bigger than you, so you can run faster and leave him behind if there's a bear or something. Trio Booby is savage. Alright, we'll bring Ada with us. Alright. Let's read their profiles. Actually, let's read the Hanayome thing first. With the end of the 90s, online infrastructure has advanced. What? This is the late 90s? News to me. With the end of the 90s, online infrastructure has advanced in the popularity of a certain widely used BBS. Hanayome is an urban legend that sprung up from the BBS. Goes as followed. Certain telephone booths in H City will let you talk to ghosts. If you go inside and wait, the phone will suddenly ring. Do you still have any honey? You can cover H in to make a better paint. Oof. Rumors of Hanayome. Pick it up and you'll hear a strange lip-smacking noise. A woman will ask, have you seen it? Rumors say you're supposed to reply with, I haven't seen it. She'll respond with, what do you want to see? Someone actually followed the instructions and was able to find her missing pet. What a strange tale. A lot of people are interested in this ghost, wanting to find things or people who become lost, but not a single one has ever mentioned getting the mark from her. But the circumstances seem to imply that the spirit gave the mark to Eiten Suzu. Plus, why is the spirit called a bride? If she appears as a bride, then someone must have seen her. The phone boxes in H City let you speak with a ghost. One seems to be the one Eiten Suzu used. It shouldn't take long to reach the other two by car. I'm concerned about the statue stolen from H Shrine 2. Hanayome really can't tell us where they are. That would save us a lot of time. There's only one way to find out. Alright, let me read the profiles. Oh, did I read her? Okay, yeah, no, I did. Full name, Susan Morimiya. Sex, female. Occupation, elementary school student. A young girl who called Hanayome to ask her something and received the mark. She was raised in a complicated household and is extremely mature. The only thing childish about her is her love for animals. Aww, that's so cute. She likes the... Maybe we'll see the bunny and she'll be able to see the bunny. Aw, her worried face. At least she doesn't look like a deranged bitch like the other, like, freaking Tsukasa did. Eita. Full name, Eita Nakamatsu. Sex, male. Occupation, self-employed, or so he said. So, like, is it me self-employed, or is it, like... Which, one might say that my self-employed is pretty ridiculous, too. What the fuck? That fucking face. An occult maniac who is addicted to BBSs. He met Suzu through the Reader's Column in Opar's Monthly, and she idolized him like a big brother for whatever reason. This is the beginning of the hottest summer in the life of Eita, age 33. What? Oh god. Game, I can't tell if you're like... Like, I feel like he's not threatening at all, but I feel like the game is making him out to be such a weirdo. Like, I feel like the game is making him out to be such a damn weirdo, and I don't think he is. I think he's just like, I think he's just a puss. Like, I think that's it. He's just your classic overly otaku anime character. He's 33. He's got great hair for somebody who's 33. Didn't get that male pattern baldness gene. This is why I said we should call the cops. I mean, we can't call the cops now. Step away from the lolly and drop the katana. He doesn't look 33. Then again, I don't even know what fucking age I am. Like, to be fair though, Rain, I think the reason why I'm also forgiving him a little bit is because I drove, like, around with an elementary school kid in my car, took them to an abandoned school, and walked around with them. And they keep saying I'm a middle-aged man. So, pot calling kettle. Pot calling kettle. Okay, for a second I thought this was going to be a real life story. And I was like, Nighty, no. No, like, what I meant was, no! Like, I'm just saying, I feel like maybe I'm a bit more lenient because all the circumstances aside, we are a middle-aged man, and Tsukasa is like 9 years old, and we brought him with us in our van to an abandoned school, and we hung out with him all night. Like, he snuck out of the house to come to this house. Nighty danger. So I feel a little bit more forgiving considering the situation, because I feel like if I call him out in this situation, what the fuck does that make me? Nighty, no kidnapping children, you shouldn't even be driving. And after Hano Hiko's story, we're gonna cut the middle-aged man some slack. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how old our character is, but they keep saying he's middle-aged. Middle age implies, like, in my 30s. Like, it implies that I'm in my 30s. I don't know if I'm actually in my 30s or I just look old to them, but, like... Either way, wow, you look good for being in your 30s. I mean, I'm gonna be in my 30s soon. I feel like 30s isn't exactly, like, all that bad. I'm not middle-aged. You're exactly 30, though, Rain. Middle-aged is, like, 35 to 30 to, like, 40 is when you start, like, hitting the cusp of middle-agedness. Because it's, like, 35 to, like, 55, right? That's middle-aged. That's where you're called that, and then after that, you're a senior. After that, you're a senior. I agree with 90. I agree with 80. Lol, what? Like, I'm just calling it, like, the cusp, because you're a senior from 55 to... And before you ask where I get that number, it's from the senior menu. Like, there's senior menus at diners, and they say, like, 55 and up. They have the senior menu. But yeah, no, in medicine, seniors are 65 plus. Well, if you live to be that long. Senior discounts can range from 55 to 65, though. Well, most of the diners I went to, it's about 55. 55 is where, like, you get the senior discount. 35 plus is middle-aged. But yeah, no, like, that's what I usually see. The range for me, usually, whenever somebody says you're a middle-aged person, 35 to 55 is what I'm thinking. Pretty soon senior's gonna be 45. I mean, retirement age is 60s, unless you do really well for yourself. I would count 65 and up, unless you do really well for yourself. We will never retire. I ain't never gonna have the money to retire, honey. But yeah, like, if somebody says they were a middle-aged, like, somebody middle-aged, like, my brain immediately jumps to the age group of 35 to 55. Anyone in that age group, to me, could be middle-aged. Like, so I don't know our age, but, like, if somebody asked what my age range for middle age is, it's 35 to 55. That's around where I would be like, oh, okay. Like, so that's more what I'm thinking. If somebody says it was a middle-aged person, that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm not young. Like, okay, I can be young and middle-aged, I think. Like, age is just a damn number. Plus, when you think about it, our average lifespan is 75 to 80 years. That's the average lifespan of a human being. So middle age would be the middle years around that point. If you cut it in half, it's about, like, exactly 45, right? Well, maybe not exactly 45, but so you would want to take the years after that and a little, like, and before that, and, like, kind of create that sort of thing, because it's the middle of your life. You're in the middle of your life. That's why people call you middle-aged. It's not necessarily because you're old. It's because you're in the middle of your life. Like, you're not in the beginnings of your life yet. Nighty, stop making us feel old. Please. I think I've had this discussion with my brother, and he's gonna be 40 in August. Because you're definitely not in your prime anymore at 35. Like, I'm just saying. You're not in your prime anymore. Like, your body, like, is 45 to 65 according to Google. Well, fuck Google. Does he feel old? Like, that's the way I see it. Prime, like, adolescence, prime, middle-aged, senior. And going by that, I'm definitely not a child. I'm still in my prime, I think. Once I hit 35, I'm probably not going to be in my prime anymore. Like, I already feel like I'm, like, edging away from my prime. Well, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is also rich, so he probably has like a dietitian. He probably has like a physical. He probably has like a personal trainer. He probably has like a diet. He probably has somebody who figures out his diet plan. Like he probably like. Rich people don't count. Rich people don't fucking count. Your brother looks 10 years younger than he is. Yeah. Dwayne does so as much as he could. Doesn't do as much as he could 50 years ago, and he doesn't have any of that shit. But yeah, my brother doesn't have like thinning hair. He's healthy as a horse. He's just got really good genes. Aside from being slightly overweight, which I suffer from that too, my brother doesn't really have anything. Rich people don't count. You heard it here first, folks. Well, it's because they have the ability to be at the top of their health. They have the ability to go to the doctor for like, you know, like they can go for annual checkups. Hell, like bi or triannual checkups. They can afford a dietitian to like make up their diet. They can afford the time to actually, you know, balance work and exercise. They have toolkits in their life that the average person does not have. Like, the last time I went to the doctor, it was for necessity. And before that, I think it was like 4 years ago. Only in America are checkups a luxury. Yeah, like, I know, Nighty, I'm just giving you a hard time. But yeah, whenever I think about middle-aged, I stand by the 35 thing, just because it's the middle of your life, and like before that is your prime, and at 35 I'm not going to be in my prime anymore, in my personal opinion. Like, I already don't feel like I'm in my prime. At 35 I definitely am not going to be thinking I can do things that I could do in my like late teens, early 20s. Like that's just not going to be a thing. Like I am going to slow down. Oh my god, they just need to take care of their diabetes, and I'm like, insulin is hella expensive. Oof. Anyways, I think I'm gonna take a break. I have to pee, and I smell chicken. So, speaking of, I'm gonna, like, peek into the room and see if my brother made chicken or not, because that smells, like, really good. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break and stuff, and we will be right back. Yeah, my aunt brought, like, some chicken over, because I cried to her because I had a DoorDash as lunch, because we didn't have anything, because the car, that's just, I'm over it. I'm not going to tell the story again. Alright, I'm going to go. So, like, I'm wondering if you made the chicken breast, so I'm going to go check and see if you made it or not. But I'll be back. Bye. Alright, I had some chicken. I couldn't eat it in here because Laka would literally attack me. So I was like, I'm gonna just eat this chicken out here. Just eat the chicken out there so my cat doesn't explode. I'm gonna probably make some, what's it called, tomorrow? I'm going to probably make some... Wow, my brain! Chicken salad! What the hell? I was like, what is it called? Why is my brain broken? Because I do have some mayo. So I could probably make some chicken salad tomorrow. It might just be mayo and like shredded chicken, but I mean, I'll eat it. I also have dill, so there's that. I was gonna guess chicken salad. Alright, so we've got Ata with us. I guess we should just... I can go to the rest area or the park. Do you like eggs in yours? I do, but I don't have eggs. Like, I can pretty much eat chicken salad with a lot of different things. I'm gonna probably just put dill and mayo on it. Because I don't really have... It's a long story, but... Like, we are kind of carless right now. So it's either, no, like, crappy chicken salad, or I'm probably gonna have to DoorDash something tomorrow again. So I don't think that's gonna last. Money. And then whenever we get the car back, it's just more money. Ask your aunt for a live chicken. The phone booth stands solitary on the edge of the vacant rest area. An endless sea of trees stand behind it. Christy must have run into the forest after she heard the phone ring. Woof woof. I can hear a dog howl from nearby. It almost sounds sad, but I'm probably just imagining it. Dog, best character. Is always dog. Oh, that's cool. You can see like the city skyline from beyond the trees. That's really interesting. It doesn't seem to bother it. I thought he was talking. It doesn't seem to bother Ata. He's only paying attention to the phone box. That's gotta be the booth the rumors mention. Something about it just feels off. Like everything's telling me. Suddenly he's show. I leave and I take a bite of chicken and suddenly I'm just incompetent. Something just feels off. Like everything's telling me just to do it. Rumors say the phone is supposed to ring if you wait by it for a while. I'm guessing waiting outside doesn't count. Yeah, probably not. When I tried, it didn't ring until after I'd gone inside the thing. But the booth is too small for 2 people. Either I or Ita will have to go in. I'll pass. I'm kind of big, so yeah, me and cramped spaces don't work. I guess I'll just have to go in. It's cramped inside and almost impossible to move around at all. Okay, so that wasn't even, like, this is just a tiny-ass phone booth. Either that or I'm really big. I got them wide shoulders. I'm just tall. I'd be a sitting duck if a spirit attacked me while I'm in here. Well, we better not piss it off! The clouded glass makes it hard to see the outside. That just makes me more nervous. I wonder how long I have to wait until the phone rings. To pass the time, I glance around at the inside of the booth. There's a poster attached to the window. Help, our investigation. On the night of 2/8/1990 blah, an assault took place in the forest nearby. If anyone has any info on this case, please notify the H Police Department. This is dated 5 years ago. Okay, it says an assault took place in the forest nearby, and it's H. So this is the forest. This is the creepy, like, ghost forest, and it's dated 5 years ago. So maybe the victim of the assault was our ghost? Question mark? Because the rumors about the ghost started 5 years ago. Looks like something terrible happened here. The phone begins to ring. Also, why the fuck is that poster still there if it's been 5 years? I hesitantly reach out and pick it up. The only sound I hear is the dial tone. No one is speaking. What's going on? Suddenly there's a strange noise. Crunching, smacking, like the sound of saliva as someone chews. Did you see it? Tucked in the smacking is a woman's voice. The voice is creepy, cold, and chills me down to the bone. Is this Hanayome? She asked a second time. The rumors mention that I should say. No, I haven't seen it. I don't know. Well, it says specifically I haven't seen it, but I don't think any of these will get me in trouble because this isn't a live or die situation. I haven't seen it. Very seriously, I say I haven't seen it. What do you want to see? It's going exactly as the rumor said. Hanayome is supposed to tell you the location of whatever you're looking for. Christy told me to ask about the Buddha statues that were stolen from H Shrine. I'll give it a try. Buddha statues. Lord Buddha. Doesn't your arm already have the mark of the Buddha on it? That's interesting. Okay. Tell me, you want a new Buddha? Why are you doing that? Tell me. Well, tell me. 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 Ah! Ow! The line goes dead. Doesn't your arm already have the mark of the Buddha on it? Maybe she's implying my scar, my mark, the ghost that I... Maybe she's implying the ghost that put the mark as something related to those statues? The line goes dead. Who the fuck knows? Someone's scream is still ringing in my ears. Yeah, mine too. I didn't like that. I feel sick. It must be because of my brush with that blood-curdling insanity. Why didn't she answer my question? What was different from when the others asked? The mark on my arm burdens dully, like it's reminding me it exists. Maybe this is why she was acting strangely. But she did say something to the effect that Buddha gave me this mark. Was she just too insane to differentiate between Buddha and a monstrous spirit? Or maybe the thing that you're asking about has to do with them. That's how I'm taking it. Is that, like, what you're asking about has something to do with the mark. Like, the ghost probably marked me. The ghost that has to do with those statues or whatever, maybe, if there is a ghost that has to do with those statues, like, is probably what marked me. Or is the mark really the work of divine wrath from the Buddha statues? I'm not sure if they're, like if they go that way. Like, Buddha's pissed. He marked you. Final boss is Buddha. I don't know. I don't really want the game to take that kind of turn. Like, that's some Corpse Party turns where it's like the first game was really good and then they decided to do Blood Drive. And I was just like, I wait a while longer, but the phone doesn't ring again. There's no point in staying in here. As soon as I leave the booth, AJ comes up to me. You're drenched in sweat. Did something happen? For some reason, I keep wanting to use Show's voice for him. I tell AJ about my conversation with Hanayome. Weird. No one mentioned that online. Ada's brow furrows in confusion. Anyway, why don't we try going to the other phone booth? There could be clues there. You could try there too. There's no time to get lost in thought. The last phone booth is at the park by the T apartments in the other direction. We'll head there after stopping at the mansion. It's probably wise to ask Mary what she knows since it's the only way. The second phone box. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's check our file. In the booth is a poster looking for info on a crime that's happened nearby. The phone rings while I'm distracted. Just like the rumors, when I pick up, a woman answers, smacking her lips, but I can't get the info on the statues from her. For some reason, she's behaving different from what we were told to expect. There's one more telephone booth. We better check it out. Okay, then. Tokujo Mansion! Talk to Mary. I tell Mary what happened at the phone box. You say Hanayome acted strangely. She called the spirit that cursed you with your mark Buddha. I cannot say I know what she saw, but from what you said, she will likely not respond to your question. That does not mean she does not understand you, however. Use any method available to obtain as much information as you can, my fucking notes. Okay. Okay, let's go to the park. Next phone booth. Oh, this is great. This is creepy. I see a small park tucked between all the looming apartment buildings. There's no one here. I guess everyone's already asleep. I'm pretty sure that's a phone booth from Hanayome's rumors. And parks are kind of eerie when there's no kids around. Well, now that I'm here, I still have no idea why Hanayome hung up on me. Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like there's a reason why parks are, like, kind of the setting for horror places, because when they're abandoned or like there's like nobody there, like that's kind of eerie as hell. I followed the rumors exactly. Where did I go wrong? I scratched my head. Don't adhere to the gossip, defy it. We can accept this fate or defy it, but we cannot deny it. It reminds you of an interactive, yeah. Interactive comics are great. I kind of wish I could do more of them. Suddenly I start hearing a strange voice again. Gossip, in other words, rumors. What'll happen if I don't follow the rumors? Ada, go back to the car. There's something I want to try, but I might end up backfiring on me. Oh, okay. Make sure you come back. I can't drive, so. Before anybody says that's sad, I'm 28 and can't drive, so. Kindred spirit. Okay, Ariane. Oh, right. Wait a sec. Ada puffs out his chest and holds his index finger up. I've got some good info from the BBS. I guess Hanayome has this weird fixation on eyes. If something goes wrong, just remember that. Huh? So what are you telling me to do? Eyes, huh? I'm not really sure either. Anyway, just avoid saying I and things like that. I. So like avoid. Okay. Don't talk about myself. No, I mean EYE. I didn't eyeball. Oh, and just in case, don't mention words that have the sound either. Okay, so I'm gonna have to like, oh, this might be tough. There's a limit to unreliability. I'll keep it in mind. Ada returns to the car. I step inside and wait for the phone to ring. There's a poster in this booth too. Just like the one at the rest area, this looks like it's been here for a few years. Young woman kidnapped. A local young woman was kidnapped close to this location. If you're a witness to this crime, please notify the police. February 8th, 5 years ago. I think this poster I saw at the rest area had the exact same date. Coincidence? The phone rings. Well, that's probably why she asks if we've seen it. I grab the receiver and slowly pick it up. I hear a noise like someone chewing gum from the other end of the phone. An icy cold voice speaks. Did you see it? Nope. I kind of want to do this just because I'm a bitch. But I'm pretty sure that means that I should say I saw it. You saw it, didn't you? You saw that thing of me. The voice cuts off. Something outside collides violently with the glass of the booth, but I can't see it. Live or die! Tell me, how did you see it? With your own eyes or eyeglasses? A telescope? Okay, eyes, eyeglasses, telescope is probably the best answer. If, like, yeah, telescope. Because all the eyes, eyeglasses, telescope. Holy cannolis. Sounds like something is searching around outside the phone box. You saw it. You said you saw it. What color? A beautiful color. Red, pink, green. What? Red, pink, green. Red, pink, green. Red? Okay, because green sounds kind of like seen. And pink sounds kind of like green. So I'm like, maybe red? Because I don't actually know. But like, green sounds kind of like seen. So maybe red. I don't know if I'm actually right, but like, I honestly don't know. Oh, I think it was red, maybe pink, most likely green. Okay, it's pink. Most likely, I think pink. Pink is the right answer. I thought it was just gonna have like red, pink, green, and I was like, okay, it did. You saw it. What kind of person are you? What's important to you? Oh God. Dreams? Romance? Love? Again, I can't figure it out until I see the choices. Because none of these have eyes in the guide says choose the color with the kanji for eye on it. You're probably reading a Japanese translated guide then. Definitely my dreams. Romance is great. I believe in love. Romance is great. Survival. I am smart. In which Eita actually just saved my fucking life. I owe my life to Eita now. In which Eita actually saved my freaking life. The phone goes dead. Next I know, the bloody handprint is gone, and so is the ominous presence. Okay then. The questions she asked me were strange. She was particularly anxious about what I had seen. I think I did a good job not mentioning anything like eyes in my answers. Overly conscious over being seen. Maybe that's where her secret lies. I exit the booth, and Ada rushes up to me. Did something happen? My mark hurt all of a sudden. I tell Ada about what happened in the telephone booth. Man, it beats me. Guess there's no way he'd have the answer. Oh, hey! Something's on the ground here. Sure enough, there's a folded up piece of paper lying near the booth. Looks like a piece of stationery. A piece of stationery? Okay. I don't think it was there before I went into the phone box. Just say it's a handwritten letter. I pick up the paper and open it. To Seiko. Seiko! Ooh. Seiko! Corpse party, why? To Seiko. I'll dispel all of your heartache. So forget that horrible incident and take your quiet rest up in heaven. An incident? So probably the assault. Maybe she got killed in the forest or something? But who's writing to her? The posters I saw in the telephone booths mentioned something like that too. Could they be connected? I ask Eita what they think. I don't know. I don't think he's considering it seriously. Anyway, we visited all 3 boxes now. Want to head back? I bet Shuju's worried about us. Yeah. We should probably head back for now. New info is out of the spirit file, the 3rd phone box. The 3rd phone box. Hanayome is acting even more strangely than before. She seems anxious about being seen, or eyes in general. It's impossible to be sure since it's only ever over the phone. Plus the note we found outside the booth is disconcerting. To Seiko, I'll dispel all of your heartache. So forget about that horrible incident and take your quiet rest up in heaven. Okay. I'm gonna save because that was a live or die situation. Oh, welcome back. Christy is there in the garage. She's going through the files full of articles on criminal cases. How did the investigation go? Okay, I guess. Ada and I tell Christy what we discovered. I see. I can see Christy's mind working. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. You know those posters in that bit of stationery you found? Could they be linked to Hanayome? She might have been someone who was caught up in the incident and killed. And if that's the case, then... She glances over at the files. The dates were 5 years ago, right? Then there might be an article on what happened here in the files. Let's get Suzu to help out, too. Go get a move on. All 4 of us begin reading through the files. The clippings range from the smallest dispute to the most heinous crimes in H City. They're all dated 5 years ago or earlier. Did they get sorted in the garage because they're so old? After a while, I might have found it. It's from 5 years ago in February. The victim's name is Seiko. Ada lays the file out on the desk and we all peer at it. The file has articles about an incident that happened 5 years ago. The victim's name was Seiko Hasegawa. Apparently, she committed suicide in the forest by H Castle on the eve of her wedding. Well, that sounds like our ghost bride. She was in her dress when she was found. Oh, of course. Yep, she died in the forest. So it makes sense that her ghost is there. Shuju, you probably shouldn't read anymore. It's pretty bad.
Thanks, Eita. Wait, I want to know more about Hanayome. I feel like I need to do this.
She's cringing, but she sounds determined. Between this and sneaking out at night, she's a surprisingly brave kid. It's rather odd for someone her age. I remember now. This happened back when I used to be a news anchor. Chrissy mutters just loud enough to hear. Then, do you know the whole story? It was horrible. It's hard to recount. A woman was abducted by a gang while she was walking her dog. They brought her to the forest and assaulted her. Jesus. People found her battered and staggering along the road the next day. The dog was run over and killed near the forest when it chased after them. God! That's horrifying. Yeah, but that wasn't the end of Seiko Hasegawa's misfortune. She had worse? Yeesh. Eita somberly cuts in. Did her mother have cancer too? I know, right? His usual grin is nowhere to be found. It's well known in some circles, but her assault was photographed. Oh, that's bad. The pictures were sent to her fiancé. They threatened to make them public if he didn't pay up. I heard he gave them a ton of money to get the photos and the negatives. Is that true, Christy? Yeah, I heard that as well. Because of all that, Miss Seiko had a mental breakdown. And in the end, she hung herself. She'd been a serious, honest woman, so she just couldn't bear it. The cruel fate of a woman attacked before her wedding. Ow. We fall silent as that reality weighs on us. Jeez. Suzu timidly speaks up, her face pale.
Maybe there's a connection between what happened to Miss Hasegawa and Hanayome's phone boxes?
This game did not pull any punches.
According to the article, the incidents that wrecked her life took place near each phone box. She was abducted by the park and assaulted by the rest area. She was found wandering near the parking lot by a highway. The phone booths connect Hanayome and Seiko Hasegawa. The coincidence sends a shiver down my spine. So that note we found by the telephone booth, did Seiko's fiance write it? Most likely. What's strange is it was there, and not where she committed suicide.
Did Hanayome put it there? Maybe she was telling us something.
I have no clue how spirits think, but if Suzu's right, then that note is an important clue for us.
I seem to recall Miss Seiko's fiance was a famous musician. As a result, the case was widely publicized at the time. It happened right after they returned from a romantic trip to Greece. Old ladies were sobbing about how it made it all the more tragic. And the poor dog they brought on the trip died heroically as well.
Wow. Where's her fiance now?
Well, he began acting strange due to the shock and went missing. Some say her suicide was to follow him.
But he wasn't the only one who disappeared. It sounds like all of the culprits went missing too. You hear about that online too? Well, something like that. The internet wasn't the same back then. There were only hubs. Hubs like pre-internet chat rooms. Everyone was talking about it on the occult hubs back then. There was one person in the community who knew way too much. I think he was one of the culprits. He brought up a bunch of things like taking pictures and all that. Wow. And I bet those were pictures of the assault. Yeah, that's right. After they were finished, those assholes got a camera out and took pictures of her, her face soaked with tears. The whole time she yelled, "Don't look! Don't look!" Don't look, huh? Hanayome has an extreme reaction to being seen by others. He kept going on about it night after night, until he suddenly stopped posting. People who knew him said they couldn't contact him at all. Those guys deserve to die. But it's still really creepy, you know? Wow. Suddenly, a line from the note pops into my head. I'll dispel all of your heartache. Oh my god, what if the husband went and murdered them? Hey, Christy. Do you happen to know exactly where in the forest Seiko killed herself? I was a reporter at the time, so I did go to the location. But that was 5 years ago, so I don't remember exactly. I feel like I went west from that big arch at the entrance. So you're really going to go? Yeah, we might be able to figure out something about Hanayome. Okay. Though I might prefer to stay here. New info is added to the spirit file. Gathering info at the mansion. Other. Well, you can stay here, you can stay here then, Eita. I'm gonna bring Suzu with me. I have hiccups. She has more spirit power than you anyway, and if I'm going to haunted ass fucking forest, I might as well have all the spirit power I can get. Okay, so let's save. Alright. Holy crap, that's a lot of spirit. I know, considering, like, Christy had the second highest spirit power, and hers was 11, and I've had the third highest at 9. Alright, to the forest! I feel like something sweet. Hearing her speak, I had the impression that she had been raised well, but now that I'm out alone with her like this, it's not just that. She's... how do I put it?
This is a little late, but I hope we get along.
Should I call you Mr. Yashiki?
No, just, Mr. is fine. Having you call me by my first name is kinda...
I'm sorry, that was rude of me.
He's like, I don't know you like that. She's right. That's right. She's strangely mature. Suzu. Is it alright if I call you that?
Yes, just Suzu is fine.
Okay. She does seem to have, like, a very, like... Like, adults don't seem to know how to deal with her. Now I'm Eta. Shit. So what do your parents do? Yeah, it's kind of out of the blue to ask that, but we might in some life and death situations. Even if she's just a kid, I'd like to know what kind of person she is.
Right now I'm only living with my mom. She pushes herself every day.
Pushes herself. Does that mean she's a career woman or works hard at her job? I can appreciate that. My mom was a hard worker. She had 2 kids and a 9-to-5 job in the city that was like 45 minutes away from the house. I see. Sorry for the random question.
Not at all.
She lives alone with her mother, who works every day. Which means she's basically living alone. That must be why she's so mature. Just then, the tires hit a bump on the road. I can see a square gray object in the back seat through a rearview mirror. Huh? Is that thing back there yours?
No, that's Eta's. He said he was a CD radio cassette player.
A radio cassette player? Why?
He said we might need music while we drive. Want to listen to something?
No, I'll pass. We're gonna put that shit on and it's gonna be like, Kimi ni somaru candy. Fucking just the most, like, honey boppin' J-pop. Like, it's gonna be bubble pop as hell. Hang on, wait, let me see if I can find, like, what I put so that way you guys, like, know what I'm talking about. I think I can find it. Kimi ni somaru candy. Wait. Yeah, here we go. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna mute the game really fast, and then I'm also going to lower the volume. Hang on. Let me do this. Actually, I should have just muted it. Actually. Let me just mute it. Give me a minute. And I also need to mute. Or lower? I need to lower this, because it might be loud. Fuck it, we're gonna go. This is Aegis music, y'all! Let's jam it! Let's put Aegis music on! Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Let's put Aegis music on, guys. Kimi ni somaru candy. I'm sorry. What? For those of you who aren't people of culture, that was an anime opening. Uncultured swines. Just playing. The conversation grinds to a halt after that. It's like there's an invisible person between us. After falling silent while Suzu finally speaks up again. Which anime? It's oh god, what is it called? It's called, fuck. I stopped watching it. That's probably why I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's called, like, Candy Magic. No, it's the 7... what is it called in English? It's like Yama something 7 in Manjo or something like. Yamada and the 7 witches. Yeah. I'm like, what is this bitch? What is this called in English? My friend tried to get me to watch it, and I stopped because it was basically a horror. It was a horror anime. He's like Yamada 7 no Majo. So I was like, what is the name of this fucking anime in English? I only read the manga, never saw the anime. Kimi ni somaru candy. But like, even though I never finished watching it, like that fucking song. Weebs. So Rain, what about that Black Butler though? When are we gonna finish that? It only makes sense for a conversation to turn one direction. Wait, what are we doing?
This Mark, did Hanayomi really do this?
I don't know for sure, but I think that's a natural assumption.
Oh, I guess so.
Suddenly it dawns on me, why does this kid not want to treat the spirit like it's evil? Maybe because she got fucking assaulted in the woods and then blackmailed, like her fiance got blackmailed and she like basically had a mental breakdown and killed herself? I don't think she's evil. I think she's just very fucking upset. Plus, like, before she gave out the mark, she would help people find things that they lost. It feels like the mark is, like, definitely not necessarily something that she used to do. It feels like something that was given to her. You're the one busy grinding in Final Fantasy XIV. No, maybe it's just Hanayomi specifically. But that would be best.
What would?
I mean, if Hanayomi were really a nice spirit.
Yeah, you're right.
Her grin at me is relieved. I smile back at her, stiffly, a weight in the pit of my stomach. If that's really true, then can we go through with this without anyone dying? Or then can we get through this without anyone dying? The problem is, that's impossible. I lightly rub my wrist as I watch Suzu smile out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, I really hope so.
I mean, she tried to kill you in the phone booth, so she's obviously a little bit pissed. Then again, we did say that we saw something.
Huh?
Koros.
We're gonna go in the forest?
Suzu is understandably terrified. Anyone would be in her shoes. No one wants to go in a dark forest at night. Oh, poor baby. I protect! Especially a famous suicide spot. Magical daughter, protect. We'll be okay, so long as we're careful. I don't believe what I said for a minute. It's just something you say at times like these.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It's supposed to be west of the gate. Kimi ni somaru candy. I looked at the west of the gate again. Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head. Why always at night? Yeah, because we die at sunrise. If we don't solve the ghost case, what am I gonna do? Take a nap? There's no sign of a trail. So the police can find you even more suspicious. We already tried that and it didn't help. Question mark, exclamation point? Suddenly Suzu's face stiffens. What's wrong?
It just got cold.
I mean, I have a trench coat. Do you need it? Oh! The fuck is that? It's like a grudge wolf? Or grudge bear? What is that? It's like a it's a wolf with really long hair. I follow her gaze and see a low shadow dashing out from the darkness. A dog? Oh my god, it's the ghost dog. It's her dog that got hit by a car. It certainly seems like one. It kicks up the dirt with 4 legs, but it looks off somehow. Maybe it's the grudge hair that's like all over it. That woofer's got like Fabio hair. I'm jealous. Its fur is long and disheveled, and from certain angles, its face looks human. The dog stares at us, growling softly. What is it? Are you trying to tell us something?
Mom says you're not supposed to talk nice to dogs like that. She says to be firm like its master. That's how you train them. If you give it attention, the dog will think it has power over you.
Yeah, like, honestly, so if you're dealing with a stray dog that is growling at you, there are 2 things that you don't want to do. You don't want to be loud, and you don't want to, like, make any sort of whining sounding noises, and you also don't want to run away. What you want to do is you want to be firm. Ignore is the best option to do. And if the dog, like, starts, like, trying to come at you, you shush him. Like, obviously if he's coming at you, there's not much you can do. But, like, if he's just growling at you, like, showing teeth, like, ears are down, and he's, like, looking very aggressive, the best thing to do is to just stand firm, ignore him, and if he like starts like doing that thing that dogs do where like they inch, you shush him and pray that he doesn't bite you. But also like, meh. Just give him the librarian shush. Be alpha, but don't confront it. Exactly, like, yeah, like a very, very loud shh type of just is pretty much how you want to do that. It's because if you're loud, like, the dog might take that as aggression, and if you, like, whine, it might take it as submission, and those are the two things you want to avoid with a dog that is, like, aggressive and, like, showing dominance and, like, making itself bigger. Like, most of the time, the dog usually doesn't want to fight you. Like, it's doing that because it's scared, but if you make it kind of known with your body language and stuff that you're not here to fight, but also don't run away, because that's the reason why dogs chase cars. They have an instinct to chase. They're predator animals, or they're bred from predator animals, so if you run, that might like kick in their predator instincts to chase you, and you don't want a dog chasing you. Just saying. If you give it attention, the dog will think it has power over you. So ignore it and stay quiet, huh? I guess that's true for humans too. Powerful people tend to ignore others. What? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. The dog barks loudly, then vanishes into the western underbrush. The moment it's gone, the chill in the air dissipates like it was never there.
Was it trying to tell us that we should go that way?
Maybe. Also, wait. How much time do I have left before, like... Okay. I have an hour. I shine the flashlight on the spot where the dog disappeared. A now familiar pain shoots through my wrist. Dog! The mark's color grows more vivid. A few hours left until death closes in. There's probably not much time left. We better hurry. Let's check the bushes over there. New info is added to the spirit file. Investigating the forest. Again. When you want to reuse assets. The garage shelves contain files on accidents and crimes within each city from decades old to just a few years ago. We all searched through them and found a case with a victim named Seiko Hasegawa. The person mentioned in the note, the details of her case are sickening. The victim was abducted by a group. She was walking her dog in the forest while awaiting her wedding day. She was found by a phone booth along the highway the next day, but that's not all. The culprits photographed and assaulted and blackmailed her fiance with photos for money. A few days later, all the stress caused her to kill herself. Her fiance went missing afterward, with people believing he also committed suicide. Christy investigated the case back then. She says her fiance was a famous musician. To say all, dispel all your heartache. Those words bother me, but there's something else too, and the fact that the culprits also went missing after she died. The ghastly case is still unable to gain full closure. The phone box that guided us to the case, the fact that the woman who hung herself wore a wedding dress, the connection to the forest by each castle. The other mark bearers won't like it, but we need to go back to the forest. But why am I so sure of that? You see, he said that before. Like, that he's unsure of why he's familiar with a lot of these things. I feel like that's important. Upon our return to the forest, a strange dog appears. It growls at us before disappearing into the western thicket. Chrissy says the place she checked in the past was in the west also. So that dog didn't look natural. I suppose that's a good sign since we're chasing after a spirit. But the mark warns me that the time is short. We have to hurry. Okay, let's see. Alright, so I guess we're going west. I believe we're supposed to look into the west of the gate. Yeah. This isn't the right way. I turned back. What? Oh. There's a thicket of trees next to the gate. With the dog gone, I push my way into the underbrush. I spot the traces of what used to be a path. You could barely call it one at this point. It's mostly the closed hiking trail. The path goes west from the gate.
It's really here. Was it trying to tell us about it?
Who knows?
Anyway, let's get going. Okay, then. Save, scummer. Oh, no, I didn't mean to turn around. I meant to go. Mommy. What the? There's something in the grass at the foot of the tree. It's a wad of paper. I push the grass aside and pick it up. Found a worn out talisman. When I pick up the worn out talisman, I feel a warmth flow through me. Yeah, soul power. The worn out talisman crumbles silently in my hand. Okay. I went to the left. The fuck? Okay. That's not weird. I shine the light on the grove of trees in front of us and catch a glimpse of something odd.
Mister, what's that? Something stuck to that tree over there.
I can't make it out from here. Move forward for a closer look. Rain, please.
What is this?
They all have their eyes poked out. All thought in my mind ceases. It's as if I'm unable to process what I'm seeing and my brain comes to a halt. Are these photos? There are a bunch of pictures of different people posted to the tree, but they're all...
What's this?
Why do all their eyes have nails? 'Cause they saw. It's just as Suzu said. For some bizarre reason, each photo has a person with nails driven in both eyes. Attached to the nails is some kind of tape. Cold sweat drips down my back. What kind of grudge would cause someone to do something like this? All of the pictures.
They're all men.
Suzu's mutters are just loud enough to hear. Huh? I look over the photos again. A good number of them are deteriorated, so they're hard to make out, but they may be right. Yeah, looks like it. All the subjects are men. Clearly not a coincidence. Okay. I feel a little dizzy and step back. Through my blurry vision, something flashes in the light from the flashlight. Huh?
Is something wrong?
Nothing. It's just over there. Something sparkled up there. Something might be there. We should check it out. Like up? Hang on. Let me make sure there's nothing else. Oh. Something's in the grass. I can't see it well from here. I feel around in the blades of grass. Got instant camera. I've hit the switch before I realize it and a red light appears. Apparently that means that the flash can be used.
Does it still work?
Yeah, it looks like it. I turn it off and quickly stuff it in my bag. I decided it's wise not to mention the dried blood that's stuck to the bottom of it. To see is to perceive light. That distant voice echoes in my head. True, seeing something means you're seeing the light it's reflecting. But what does that have to do with Hanayome? New info is added to the spirit file around the tree covered in photos. The bushes below the tree, I find a dirty instant camera. The back reads, take a picture, flash included. The voice then whispers to me again, to see is perceived light. Things that emit light, the camera. I bet Seiko Hasegawa detested that light. I mean, I guess I've got a friendly neighborhood Gerst. I mean, it's probably the bunny rabbit. Like, real talk, it's probably the fucking bunny that keeps talking to me. Because I've got, like, this ghost has been around for, like, 3 chapters. The bunny's been around for 3 chapters. And both of them only help me. And we already know that the bunny's possessed by a ghost. So I'm just kind of like... Something up in the branches of the tree is reflecting light. Something must be stuck in the branches. The only way we'll be able to check it out is to climb up the trunk.
You're gonna climb the tree?
There aren't any cavities, knots, or branches within reach. It'll be hard to climb up it, so... boosting her up is probably the best way, because you're probably strong enough to lift her.
If that's all, then... Okay, I'll try.
I squat at the base of the tree and let her climb up on me. Up you go! I stagger a bit but manage to stand. Well, it's a good thing we didn't bring Eta. Rip my back! I doubt we could have lived 8. Oof. I feel like I'm one of the trees now. Can you reach?
Just a little to the right. I'm almost there. Ah!
Susan reaches as far as she can with her hand and I lose my balance. Well, don't fucking get her killed. We both crash to the ground. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm here.
Dude, she's like, she looks like she weighs actually nothing. Well, if she was standing on his shoulders, then maybe. Because, like, if it's just them standing, like, she has nobody to brace her, so... Susie shows me her hands. It's holding the object that was stuck in the branches. I got a dog collar. A collar? It makes me think of that dog we saw before coming here. Does this belong to that dog?
I wonder who threw it away.
Who knows? As I'm putting it away in my bag, I spot an inspection on the inside of the collar. Enta. Enta? Fenta? Wanna Fanta? Don't you wanna? How are you supposed to pronounce that? New info was added to the spirit file. The picture's on the tree. In the west side of the forest, you find a tree covered in strange photos of men, and they all have large nails driven deep into the eyes. They're likely all dead. Is this some kind of warning that men will be killed? I spot... Well, shit. I spot something when I look up at the tree. It's hard to get down, but it turns out to be a dog collar. Does it belong to the woman, to the dog we saw at the entrance? The branches of the tree. That article on Seiko we found in the garage said the body of her pet dog was found in the forest. Was it killed chasing after the culprits? It seems she even brought it on her trip to Greece with her fiancé right before she was abducted. It looks like the dog's name was on the collar, but how do you pronounce that? It doesn't look like English. Looks like English to me. Maybe it's Greek? I mean, maybe it's Greek. If so, like, I'm not Googling it to figure out what the hell that says. In the bushes below the tree, I find a dirty instant camera. The back reads, take a picture, flash included. That voice then whispers to me again, to see is to receive light. Things that also emit... Okay, wait, that's like literally what we had. Okay. Okay, well, I got stuff. Well, okay, well, I guess we're going this way. Oh no, I hear a low growl from somewhere. I can't see what's making it, but it seems to be watching me. Oh, we did see that dog at the gate. I'm not sure why, but I feel an intense hostility directed toward me.
What should we do?
The instant Suzu speaks, the growling grows distinctly quieter. The dog doesn't like me, but it likes Suzu. So if I brought Eita with me, this would have been a really bad... I probably would have had to go back to get Christy or Suzu then. I remember the photos. All of them were men with nails in their eyes. Meaning the dog wants to rip your dick off with his teeth. I don't know what that has to do with the dog, but the wiener wants your wiener. I'm done. Those pictures demonstrate the hatred that saturates this place. If I'm with Suzu, it might react differently. I'll consider my options. Sure. I've got an idea. I take the collar out of my bag. Maybe it's a safe bet that the spirit was born here, so the dog is likely tied to this collar. I face the general area the barking is coming from and show the collar. The dog appears like a gust of wind. Whoa! Before I can blink, it steals the collar from me. Live or die. When I try to quickly jump away, I hear Suzu call out to me.
Mr. Gashiki, don't move!
But I don't catch the rest of it. The dog rushes at me so fast it looks like it's colliding on the ground. Okay, let's see. Oh, stand still. Dodge and kick it. Kicking it is the worst thing you could do here. The dog stops in its tracks. It seems confused that I'm not reacting, it's just standing still. It shuffles back on its guard. Yeah, if I dodge, that's retreating. Retreating, bad. Predator instincts. It bares its teeth and growls. Pet it! Turn your back to it. Threatening loudly, bad. Petting, probably bad. I break my gaze and turn my back to it. Pretend not to hear it threatening me. Fucking pet the dog that is growling at your ass. That won't end badly. It growls for a while until it abruptly stops. Well, it's a good thing I know dog language. The dog holds the collar in its mouth and stares at me. That collar has an inscription on it, doesn't it? I'm sure it said... It said Enta. Fenta. I'd assume the dog has a Japanese name. Genta, Senta, Lenta. Oh, fuck. I don't know. It could be Senta or Genta. Genta? I mutter the name. The dog perks his ears. Say it again, this time more clearly. Like, I'm assuming the dog's name is Japanese. Senta could technically be a Japanese name. So could... but Genta sounds more Japanese. Then... Oh my god, I was right! The dog turns around. I was fucking right. Oh my god. I thought I was dead. I thought I was fucking dead. I was like, shit, this is like a wild guess. Which one sounds the most Japanese? That was literally my train of thought. Which of these names sounds most Japanese? Can I say something about that letter now? Sure. It disappears from sight. Seems like it somehow managed to escape death. Oh my god. I pick up the collar that was left behind and sigh deeply.
Are you okay?
Yeah, that was... I can't even say it was no big deal. My words simply trail off. That's all I can answer with. I pat myself down with my hands, but I don't seem to be injured anywhere. The upside down L is the Greek letter for gamma, so the G sound... So G sound, so you big brain. I mean, I literally just guessed. I was like, I mean, they're a Japanese family. They were visiting Greece. So I was like, which of these sounds like the most Japanese name? Well, it was an educated guess, but a guess nonetheless. Because Senta, I was like, Senta sounds Japanese too, kind of, maybe. So I'm just like, I don't... We like educated guesses. Lenta, there's no L sound in Japanese. They could have been Lenta, but I've never... It just sounds like lentils. Lentils. Lentils, come here. I did feel teeth biting into my hand when the collar was snatched from me, though. That dog, maybe... Yeah, sure, it may be supernatural. It doesn't just have, like, the... Nah, really? I didn't think of that at all. I didn't think of that at all. You don't say. Really? know, I never really thought of that. I didn't think that it maybe was the ghost dog of the bride that got hit by a car. It might be supernatural. Just maybe. Yashigi, please. Like, you think he's like a smart... Now there's totally a breed of dogs with grudge hair. Maybe. We don't know. I hope it doesn't attack again.
I think we'll be fine. I found what it was looking for.
Or it found what it was looking for. You're right. We appeased the doggo by spiriting. Oh. It didn't add anything. Talking him 2 intelligence points for that Yashiki. That dog may be supernatural, guys. Watch out. What the fuck? Sound like a rope creeps. What? What? They're like mannequins. Why are there mannequins? What? Somebody like dragged a bunch of mannequins into the forest and hung them up by ropes. Like, I feel like this should be a creepy thing, but why? But why? Who actually? I'm so tired of things hanging from trees in this damn forest. Question mark? Exclamation point? Silhouettes swing in the shadow of the trees. My whole body shudders with dread. Are those people? Susie gives a terrified yelp. Speechless, I shine my flashlight on them. There clearly aren't people. They're mannequins. I was gonna say ball-jointed dolls, but like they don't have ball joints. The things hanging by the necks are from the trees. That and their faces are blank. Are display mannequins you can find at any department store. Obviously dolls can't commit suicide. Is this someone's idea of a prank or maybe a warning to the intruders? The only one who knows the truth would be whoever did this. Let's go. I don't think they're dangerous. They're only mannequins.
Okay.
Poor girl. Susie replies uneasily. Before either of us take a step forward, I feel a shaky hand gripping onto me. It's okay. I protect Suzu. I will protect you, Suzu. Oh, wait. The doll is mercilessly hanging by its neck. It has something in its left hand. Grabbing onto it to stop it from swaying, I open the hand and take what's inside. A worn-out talisman. When I pick up the worn-out talisman, I feel warmth flow through me. Soul power. The worn-out talisman crumbles silently in my hand. Okay. Oh, shit. For some reason that scared me when it zoomed in. The dolls swing uneasily from their ropes, even though there is no breeze. A male doll is hanging from a tree. I wonder what the person who did this was thinking. Okay.
It's that dog.
Suzu, be careful.
No, it's okay now. It won't attack anymore.
It's that dog from before. It starts digging in the dirt right in front of us. Question mark? After a few moments, it disappears like mist. What was it doing? Is there something over there? Let's take a look. Okay, hang on. I want to look around before I start digging in the dirt. We're gonna find a body. I'm calling it. Upon closer inspection, the dirt there appears to be a different color. I reach out and touch the dirt, but the texture under my hand surprises me. The dirt around here is soft, almost as if something was buried. Give me a hand.
You're gonna dig here?
I don't think we'll need any tools, please.
Okay.
In silence, we kneel in this forest in the middle of the night and dig up the dirt with our hands. I feel like I'm robbing a grave. It could be that those words popped into my head because I somehow knew what we'd find. Distracted. Oh, okay, that's great. I just took this child with me into the forest and dug up a body. This girl's not gonna need therapy when she goes home. I look down on what we dug up. What we find is a corpse. It's just a skeleton now, but it doesn't look that old. Is that
A corpse?
Yeah. My reply sounds incredibly flat and uncaring, even to me. Console the child, you dick. Like, you're taking, like... Yeah, Shiki, you're bad at this. At some point, death has become familiar. That fact, and not the corpse, is what sends a shiver down my spine. I'm too comfortable with the world of the dead. I know this, but I can't escape it. One part of me observes the remains before us and reacts calmly. Just then, I notice something. All she needs to do now is dye her hair red or pink or blue and bam, anime protagonist with tragic childhood. What's that? There's something white in the skeleton's hand. I dig it out and discover it's a plastic bag. Inside are a number of cassette tapes and some kind of note. The note's deteriorated, but part of it is legible. I killed them all. One's assaulted you. Now you rest in peace. I hid what needed would be done. Now I can die here. This forest is where you passed away. New song. I wanted you to listen to it in heaven. The note ends there. 3 cassette tapes.
That sounds like a suicide note, doesn't it? But these tapes.
She looks at the cassette tapes.
Why were they buried too?
They look at the remains as if asking them the question. Of course it's not going to reply. I don't know. I trail off. A different voice is whispering in my mind. The last... The voice falls silent. The last? Wait a second. The last what? The last unicorn! I'm alive! I'm dead. Please tell me I'm not the only person who watched that in their childhood. Huh, is something the matter?
I didn't say anything.
It's nothing. Sorry, just talking to myself. Anyway, let's take the tapes with us. New info was added to the spirit file. Unidentified suicide victim. Just had a nostalgia trip from that. Okay, great movie. It was a really good movie. It's very deep for a kid's movie. We find skeleton buried in the ground with a worn suicide note and cassette tape. Strangely enough, the contents of the note match up with the rumors of the fiance's death and what was in that other note. It was just a guess, but if I'm right, the songs on these tapes probably contain his thoughts and feelings. If the corpse is her fiance, then the tapes may have the songs he made are ones that are meaningful to them. So then, what was the whisper of the last trying to tell me? Did he want his fiancée to hear the last song? The dog that guided us is definitely the ruined form of their beloved pet. If I can manage to connect all this together when I face Hanayome. Okay. Mark burns Scarlet. At half an hour left. You said an hour left. This chapter is going too fast for me. What the fuck happened? Like, I'm not prepared for this. Ugh. Out of nowhere, my mark flares up painfully. The intense pulsing setting my nerves on fire. Shit, are we out of time? I bite my lip and look at Suzu. Suzu? Suzu, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's finally here. It all starts now. The third spirit! Oh fuck! I thought I had more time. I saved over the only save file. Please tell me I have everything. Because if I don't have everything, I'm fucked. I grab Suzu and run. Fuck, if we don't have this, we have to actually start back from the beginning of this fucking chapter. The spirit is closing in on us. We can't slap her? I know, right? Oh look, the Love Hotel. Tells Nighty she has everything. I better have everything. Did I get in the car to go somewhere? Regardless, I'm here inside it, gripping the wheel. The mansion. I need to go back there for now. I glance through the rearview mirror at Suzu in the back seat. Suzu is staring vacantly out the window with a slightly tilted head. The only thing out there is darkness. There's nothing to look at. Ada's tape player is lying in its side in the passenger seat. I grabbed it from the back, meaning to play one of those tapes. We quickly arrived at Kujo Mansion. Or we quickly arrived. Even if I discuss it with Mary, it's probably best to listen to a tape first. I reach for one, but as I do, I notice something odd. Where are we? I'm on an unfamiliar road, like I took a wrong turn somewhere. No, it's not unfamiliar. I've clearly been down this road before, but the route I was taking should have had no way for me to come across this road. That's the only way I can describe it. It's impossible. Calm down. I must have made a mistake because I was messing around with a tape player. I wouldn't get lost on our way to the mansion. I've been to it so many times now. I just missed the first intersection and ended up somewhere strange, that's all. That's what I tell myself as I make a U-turn. But no matter how many times I go back... Damn it, why am I here again? Scared me, bitch. No matter how I turn, I end up on the same road. Right, left, or keep going straight. I still return to the exact same place. This is ridiculous. I hit the steering wheel. Maybe it was because of my outburst, but my mark starts burning with pain again. This is bad, really bad. At this rate, death will catch up to us while we're here in the car. Having said that, we can't go back to the mansion. I don't think we'll be able to get out of this maze no matter how many times I try. In that case, what should I do? Where should I drive? I don't actually know. All of these places actually are where Hanayome... The apartments, maybe? Because that's where the note was. I turned the steering wheel in the direction of the place that popped in my head. T apartments. It's not that I have to go there. The destination isn't important so long as it gets me out of this situation. Why you tell me this like, well, did I pick right? Did I pick the right one? I picked the apartment. Oh, so like I fucked up already. Well, time to get a bad ending and load. Finally. Familiar scenery returns as if I was laying in wait for me. Well, we were gonna have to get the bad ending anyway. Where do I need to go? And what the fuck hint do I have? The mountains? You wanted to go back to the phone booth. I'm at a phone booth. Which phone booth? There's two. There's three, actually. The mountain one. Okay, I was like, they literally all have. So I needed to go back to the mountain. Damn. In the end, we're back here. Like I said, I was gonna need to do this anyway. Suzu's with me, though. I don't want to kill Suzu. I know exactly who's calling. This was very fast, by the way. Like, this was abrupt. I have, like, one save file. A few minutes left until death closes in. I better have everything, because I saved after touching that thing. I head to the phone booth. I've got H's radio cassette player in the bag holding Seiko's memories at the ready. I pick up the receiver. But the phone immediately goes dead. Oh, God! She's got eyeballs in her mouth! Also, she does have a really long neck. Live or die! I thought that her neck was like... I thought that, like, her head was chopped off or something. That's fucking disgusting. She's, like, eating the eyeballs of people. No, please don't eat my eyes. I know you saw it. Throw something, hit her with a tape player. Take a picture! Because she hates this. It'll get her to back up, at least. I quickly grab the instant camera and use the flash. The spirit shrieks, and while it's distracted, I tumble out of the booth. Safe! Once out, I spot out of the corner of my eye the spirit standing there, looking down on me. The camera's battery is dead. What should I do next? What? Play a song. I don't know. Oh, that's distorted as hell. I stick Charm Song into the tape player and press the play button. Listened often, dear. The spirit responds to the song. The spirit quietly drifts closer. What should I do next? I don't fucking know. Play Echo Ballad. I stick Echo Ballad in the tape player and press the play button. I love. The spirit responds to the song. The spirit quietly drifts closer. What should I do next? I don't have that much soul power. Just... I stick mine into the tape player and press the play button. I don't know this one. The spirit responds to the song. Oh, derp. She looks like a sock puppet. Oh my god. They should have just kept the veil. Like, when it was only the mouth with the eyes, that was actually terrifying. She has more eyes in her mouth. That's a bit odd. I think she's chewing on the eyes of the people that, like... Hey, let me listen to the newest... Okay, so my... Probably. Because she said she doesn't know that one. Yes, that song was finished. Well, it was red. So, like, do I just do that again, but at the mountains, and I'll get the good one? Man, we're gonna lose Suzu. Don't kill the baby. There's a flash of light. I blink, and the spirit is gone. Like, what clue am I supposed to have on that? Like, there's no clue for that. I don't sense Hanayome anymore. She's about to kill the little girl, and I don't like it. I should have brought Eita. I should have brought Eita with me. Scariest ghost ever. I'm just... The last... No, because that's what she said with the songs. It was whenever he's like, but where do I go? Where do I drive? And, like, everywhere that was listed was connected to Hanayome. And I was like, all of these places are, like, I was like, does it matter? So I just clicked one because it wasn't a live or die situation. And it turns out that, no, it was a bad idea. So here we are. Maybe the place she was found? I guess. She's gone now, Hanayome. Suzu's back to normal. I bet their marks are gone. And mine's still there. But mine's still bright on my arm. We still got, like, 2 more chapters in a DLC chapter. If this is, like, chapter 3. I guess Hanayome didn't give me my mark after all. As you look at the body, you hear whispers. The final what? You don't understand. I thought he meant the final song. I don't know. Then Hanayome really was Seiko Hasegawa. What a sad, terrible fate. Turning into a ghost after she died. Whatever, that was too vague. I feel sorry for her. That was vaguer than the eye thing. No, that was vaguer than the Genta thing. Where they were like, oh, there's a Greek letter gamma. I don't know Greek. I hope her fiance's song for her helps to be at peace in heaven. Should we head back? Yeah. Huh? The phone starts ringing out of nowhere. It won't stop. It's like it's waiting for someone to answer. Ow. My mark stings with pain.
What's happening?
Susan collapses, covering her eyes. Hey, what's wrong?
My eyes hurt!
Oh my god! Why? She's a little girl, you bitch. It's the phone's fault. Stop it quick! Hurry! I grab the phone and hear a woman breathing. Immediately, I try to hang up, but my arm won't move. You saw it. You saw it. Nighty of her murdering children. I didn't do shit, okay? You saw it with your round little eyes. Well, bad little eyes. Get eaten, probably. Suzu's terrifying scream echoes from both the phone and the outside of the booth. There are noises coming from the phone. Like someone stuffing their cheeks with gum. The phone goes dead. I can move freely again. I bolt out of the booth. Right near where Suzu had collapsed is a single bloody eyeball staring at me. Hanayome destroyed. Got an achievement for that. Well, I search everywhere around the park, but I can't find Suzu anywhere. Maybe deep down I'm actually scared of finding them. Of finding the mutilated corpse missing an eyeball. I mean, somebody's gonna find that eyeball in the morning and the blood stain.
Welcome back, Mr. Yashiki. It's thanks to you that my mark is finally gone.
Too bad I didn't get to do much. I've read a ton of comics about exorcism, so I thought I could help. I've watched Aono Exorcist. I'm secretly half demon. By the way, where's Shuju? No way, you're lying. I'm sorry. Damn it. Would you? Why? Why would you let her? No, Suzu. Ada crumbles to the floor, his sobs echoing off the walls.
I waited your return, Lord Yashiki. It appears that you overcame your fear and destroyed the spirit. But there was a victim.
Okay, we're gonna skip this because she's gonna say that. She's gonna explain the same thing.
The fact that you survived is at least a small mercy.
Okay. It's not comforting at all, but I vow to fight against the mark. Okay. So, like, she says the same thing each time you lose one.
Mr. Yashiki, may I have a word? I looked through the other files in the garage after you left, and I found this.
She hands over a file that says 8 shrine findings on the corner. Sayakuja's signature is in the corner. Oh! I just had a theory. So, like, this bitch was a spirit healer, and this is obviously some supernatural shit. What if she's the bunny? And, like, the disembodied voice that's talking to us. That would make sense. The Kujo family's guardians were housed there, so it makes sense that this is here. Like, honestly, it feels so obvious that I don't know why I didn't say this earlier. Or I didn't, like, think about this earlier.
Go on, read it.
It's probably because, like, with the disembodied voice, like, they never really said what type of voice it is. Most of it's about how H Shrine was built and its history. It lines up with what Mary told us. Everything that happened from the anti-Buddhist movement to now is in here, but it looks like even Saya didn't know who stole the statues 50 years ago. Some pages are about H Shrine's Go Shintai, the item that houses the deity's spirit. This shrine has 2, a mirror and a small Buddhist statue called the Nenjibutsu. The Nenjibutsu should be in a brocade pouch, but I never saw anything like that at the shrine. I wonder where it ended up. It's a doll. No, it's an item that houses the spirit. I'm just like, I'm like, the deity spirit is the fucking, the deity spirit is the doll. I'm just like trying. The last few pages contain notes on an investigation into the stolen statues. It mentions a rumor that started circulating a few months ago. K Miyamichi North Road in H City. It's a back street that, due to the city's poor planning, is covered in manholes. Oof. Because of that, people call it Manhole Road. Oh my. On a moonless night, a young woman was walking down on her way home from work. An odd sign read, "Be wary of strangers." Suddenly fearful, she attempted to hurry her steps down the dimly lit back street. But she couldn't take a step forward. A noise, something heavy being dragged, and then a figure was discernible from out of the darkness. It was a woman with disheveled hair, wearing a burnt white robe. She cradled a headless Buddha statue as if it were her own child. The shadows and hair hid most of the face, but she could see her blood-red lips twisting into a satisfied smile. I'm trying to remember these. Blood-red lips especially. Terrified by the eerie sight, she turned her heel and ran away. Some distance away, she turned and looked back. But the woman was gone.
The statues were stolen 50 years ago, so it wasn't that woman, but I doubt it's that easy to find find headless Buddha statues. I'm sure she must know something. I asked Hanayome where the statues stolen from H Shrine were, and now there's an unexpected lead. What a strange coincidence. If you can find those stolen statues and honor them at H Shrine, the divine wrath will be quelled, and you might be freed from the mark. Another way that might possibly allow me to escape my mark. It's worth looking into at least. Oh, before I forget, you should take these too. Documents on the Hasegawa case that we found after you left. Read through them if you want.
It is almost dawn. We must end today's investigation. Please rest.
Okay, I'm assuming I can skip all of that and go straight to here. Oh, Suzu. Poor Eita. Eita climbs the stairs sobbing.
I'm heading to bed soon myself. My mark's finally gone, and I think I'm going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Knowing, like, a little girl just died during this excursion. God, Christy. There's no reason for you to stay any longer.
You're right about that. I'll be leaving tomorrow.
Wait! Eita's probably not staying. Is Eita staying? No.
Sorry, but even 9 lives wouldn't be enough to survive staying here.
You said it.
But I'm grateful for all this, too. It gave me time to rethink my life. Ironic, isn't it? If I hadn't been cursed by a spirit, I'd be in that forest right about now.
Chrissy's smile turns wry.
Well, I'm off to bed now. Good night.
Now then, Lord Yashiki, please find me when you are ready. Farewell.
New info is out of the spirit file. The truth behind Hanayome Other. I'm gonna do that in a bit because we need to load the game and not fuck up this time. The mountains, right? It's almost... I have like 10 minutes before I should probably start like winding down. Okay, let's see. Here? Yeah, I have the Kirby 5 flavor gum that you can combine to make other flavors and they actually work. That's cool. Okay, so we can skip all of this. I love how, like, the game was like, yo, screw you. This was so sudden. Like, the other ones, like, spaced out everything. Whereas this one was like, oh, by the way, you're dead, bitch. That was so sudden. Jesus. Yes, just keep jerking that wheel. To T Mountain. I turned the steering wheel in the direction of the place that popped into my head. T Mountain. It's not that I have to go there. The destination isn't important. Oh, it's very fucking important. Yashiki. So long as it gets me out of this situation. I hit the gas pedal and I probably turned the wheel trying to get out of this cursed trap. Finally. Familiar scenery returns as if it was laying in wait for me. Destination's not important. Gets a little girl killed. Nighty's like, yeah, fuck you, Yashiki, you liar. In the end, we're back here. Okay, I'm gonna skip through this just because. Fuck! We already, like, saw all of this, I think. Yeah, this is all very much the same, so I just want to see what happens if Suzu lives. That and I kind of need her to live. Like, look at this. Look how creepy that looks. But now I know what she looks like as like a sock puppet. You should have just kept the veil on if you couldn't make a creepy face. I'm taking this slow just because I have to flash her with the camera. Hit her with the tape layer. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna do this the same way because it didn't get me killed last time. Play this last one twice, I believe, and she'll be fine. She looks so derpy, I can't even. She looks so derpy. I'm dead. Something, and I can't read that other thing. Yes, the song was finished. A dog comes bounding over from somewhere, barking happily. Oh, that's probably why, because the dog's in the forest. I don't fucking know.
Ken, is this where you've been? Come on, let's go. He's waiting.
That's literally the only thing. Game, please. At least it wasn't as bad as Shimio, where we fought him like 10 times. 10 times before realizing we didn't have the right thing. There's a flash of light. I blink and the spirit is gone. Survived. I don't sense Hanayome anymore.
She's gone now, Hanayome.
Suzu's back to normal. I bet their mark's gone. Mine's still there, but mine's still bright on my arm. I guess Hanayome didn't give me my mark after all.
Then Hanayome really was Seiko Hasegawa. What a sad, terrible fate, turning into a ghost after she died. I feel sorry for her.
This place isn't too far from where Seiko died. Maybe that's why. The instant Hanayome vanished, I thought I caught a glimpse of her loyal dog. I hope her dog and the song her fiancé wrote for her helped her be at peace, even in heaven.
Should we head back?
Yeah. The phone starts ringing out of nowhere. It won't stop. It's like it's waiting for someone to answer. What should I do? Sure. Hanayome saved. Is what it says. Hello? On the other end of the line is the gentle voice of a woman.
I'm so very sorry for causing you so much trouble. Please excuse me.
She just apologized for being a bitch? Holy crap, how nice. That was the nicest spirit we've met so far. Was that wrong number or something? That was genuinely like she's the nicest spirit we've had so far. All the other ones were just like... Like, to be fair, before she got the mark, powers, like, all she did really was help people find things. Suzu was right. She was a nice spirit. I know, right? I was a little panicked, but now I relax. I step out of the booth, and I get in the car with Suzu.
Welcome back, Mr. Yashiki. It's thanks to you that my mark is finally gone.
Too bad I didn't get to do much. I've read a ton of comics about exorcism, so I thought I could help. Good job to you too, Suzu. Everything went okay?
Yeah, it's all thanks to him.
Oh, yeah? I bet I could have done a better job than him. I waited your return, Lord Yashiki. It appears that you overcame your fear and cleared away the grudge. Congratulations. That's unfortunate that your mark has not yet vanished. I've managed to defeat 3 spirits now, but my mark still hasn't disappeared. It feels like this terrible fate fact might just freeze the blood in my veins. But I vowed to fight against the mark. All I can do now is press forward.
Mr. Yashiki, may I have a word?
I look through the, okay, I can probably skip all of this. Because I read it already. Shinto! We need the ninjutsu! The potholes! Somebody carrying a Buddha statue! Or manholes!
The statues were stolen 50 years ago, so it wasn't that woman, but I doubt it's that easy to find a headless Buddha statues. I'm sure she must know something. I asked Hanayomi where the statues stolen from H Shrine were, and now there's an unexpected lead. What a strange coincidence. If you find those stolen statues and honor them at H Shrine, the divine wrath will be quelled, and you might be freed from the mark. Another way that might possibly allow me to escape my mark is worth looking into at least. Oh, before I forget, you should take these too. Documents on the Hasegawa case that we found after you left. Read through them if you want. It is almost dawn. We must end today's investigation. Please rest.
Thank you very much, mister. Because of you, I think I'll get to see my dad, too.
You need to go somewhere to see him?
My mom and my dad got divorced.
Oh.
Yeah, Mom decided that she wanted to become a nun.
Well, I mean, that's a reason to divorce. Are we talking a Christian nun, or are you mean like priestess? Like, maybe this is a mistranslation. But yeah, if she wanted to become a nun, I mean, TLDR, nuns can't be married, so.
She started taking me to temples in lots of secret areas. Dad didn't like that, and he started seeing some other lady.
Oh, okay, so maybe a priestess. I mean, understandable. I understand. You don't have to say more. Oh. I guess Suzu's been embroiled in the world of adults for a while already. Damn, that's a hard childhood. Maybe that's why she's so brave while being so young. I meant, like, understanding that. The fact that she knows that much about it. It's like, oh, that's complicated.
I asked Mom to tell me where Dad is, but she wouldn't say. She told me he's bewitched by a demon and to forget him. So that's why I wanted to ask Hanayomi where Dad is.
I see. I hope you get to see him.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
I'm really in your debt. It's thanks to you that Suzu was saved. Thanks so much. He seems more worried about her than himself. His appearance, personality, and job all make him suspicious, but that one thing is clear. I know she asked me to, but I was the one who brought her there after all. So if something had happened to her, I just... Aw, okay. I mean, it was still bad, but I mean, at least you understand and worried about her despite... At least you realize that if she got hurt, your actions had consequences. Hell, they should still have consequences, all things like considered. But I mean, shit. Oh God, stop! Don't put the tears away. Stop, ugly crying. Hey, are you all right? I'm so glad she's okay. The hot tears streaming down his face are those of relief, apparently. You should head to bed for today. I'm sure you're tired, right? Yeah, thanks. Good night. I'm headed to bed soon myself. My mark's finally gone. Okay, she's probably gonna say the same thing. I don't care. Yeah, so she just basically said the same thing.
Now then, Lord Yashiki, please find when you are ready. Farewell.
Okay. New info is added to the spirit file. The truth behind Hanayome, other. Okay, so let's check our baggie. Might have all started with a lingering grudge caused by that tragic event. Hanayomi was likely Seiko Hasegawa. She became a spirit obsessed with eyes, in imitation of her fiance's revenge. Their dog turned into that thing in an effort to save them. The info I got from the fellow mark bearer points to that as well. Her fiance was a musician known as YMN back then. He made a name for himself by cross-mixing genres into his music from rock and pop to classical and techno. Around the time of the incident, he had been working on a new album. The last song in it was My Holy, and dedicated to his fiance. But in the end, the album was published without that final track. The song and her fiance's love finally reached Seiko. I'd like to think it's because of that, us and Genta. I hope their tragic tale has finally come to a close, but some things still don't add up. How did Hanayome suddenly get the power to bestow the mark? The answer might lie in the Buddha statue stolen from Age Shrine. The files in the garage mention the Buddha statues were stolen from Age Shrine 50 years ago, right during the period of chaos following the end of the war. Is there a connection? What's more, a year-old interview says someone witnessed a woman in white carrying a headless Buddha statue on the street called Manhole Road. Maybe I should look into that next. Okay then.
Well, alrighty.
Gonna save. Everybody's safe. Okay. Well, the reruns are gonna end at 7 o'clock. So I should probably stop here if I want to, like, not be casting well into the night. For tonight. So, guys, this is gonna be it. Also, it's just, I don't want to start a new chapter. This feels like a very nice... We did a chapter and a half. Seems like we're, like, following that trend. We're doing, like, we did a chapter and a half first night, and we did a chapter and a half this night. I like that anime. Kate's Close is great. I would love to rewatch it. There's just so many episodes, and it's not. It's still going. It's still ongoing, so I'm just like, ah... But either way, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on the reruns. For those of you who don't know, we're on Jack-O-Lanterns in July. We're playing horror games all July. And whenever I'm not streaming, I will be playing reruns of previous horror games. So for the next 4 hours, you will have the pleasure of watching my playthrough of Buried, which is technically not my playthrough. It's more I was reading, and my brother actually makes the choices. So if you want to see a very rare stream with my brother, there's that. Got like 2 decades to catch up on, I know, right? After that, we will be finishing up I Have No Mouth and I Was Screamed, which was started yesterday. And then after that, Fran Bow will be finished around the time it started. So that's that. Thanks for such a great stream. Sorry about the backseating. I'll do better. No, it's fine. Like, you're fine. Like, trust me, it's I know sometimes it's unintentional. I just ask people to keep it in mind. I didn't think you backseated other than when she asked for help and you were faster than me. Oh yeah, well that too. Don't worry, Rain's just butthurt. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. No, Sarah was the one that said the route, and I was like, be careful. That's right. Okay, rip. Wrong nurse. My butt always hurts. Yuji, actually. Oof. But alrighty, so now that I've saved and stuff, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna call it here. Let me go ahead and just prepare to change the title. I'm gonna ask Hector if he can get the bot ready for us, because hopefully, like, it works this time. Who invoked me? Nothing, I got them mixed up. Alright, so Buried.